this goes into the category of the shorts. It's going to be less than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, I don't know, but really short. What exactly is the difference between elimination or assassination, mass killing, let's say, liquidation? They used to use this term liquidation during Yugoslavia, in the Soviet Union, liquidate, liquideranje, liquidacija, masono, mass liquidation, mass killing. What is the difference between the Soviet, Eastern European, ex-Soviet, Yugoslav, and Western? They refer to it as a democracy, American, a land of the brave and free, German, Western German, more than Western German, really American and British, this is the British, the Western democracy. Do you know what is the difference, how they killed, the indoctrination, indoctrinatia? Do you know what the main difference is? Do you know basically why the Soviet Union lost to the West? In this video, in this short video, you're going to learn.
Можно мне вас поцеловать, товарищ Сталин? За все, что вы сделали для нашего народа, для нас.
I like this commercial. I love this commercial because it reminds me of those times. And thank you for all you have done for us. That means that any commissariatic, anyone within, let's say, within the Communist Politburo, he could go and he could fuck your child, and your parents would tutor one to say thank you, and it would be taken as self-understandable that you don't question anything, whatever is given to you as an assignment. Do you understand? Look at me. There's a very interesting video. Anything that was given to you, to your child, whatever, and it was given to you as an assignment, you were to see yourself as a member of a broad society, and whatever sacrifice you have made made it for the benefit of the whole society. Do you understand that? That's the way it was. You couldn't say, oh, comrade, druže, wherever. No, because this was somebody who had a reputation. He had a good, and he served the best to the country, to the people. It was always the people. And if you were so lucky that he screwed your, I don't know, 7, 6, 8-year-old daughter, whatever, you contributed something to society. You understand? That's why I love that commercial. That commercial is just, in a nutshell, craziness and what it's all about. That commercial is there's extremely a lot of what people say hidden meanings inside of the commercial, but you don't understand them because you did not live during the Soviet Union times. You don't know nothing about what the Soviet Union times. Older people have forgotten all about it. Nobody wants to think about something that would traumatize one. That's, however, extremely significant. A very short little commercial. It's kind of naughty, crazy, but this is what this was. And in this craziness, the people are sent on a mass scale to prisons, to, in Russian case, Siberia. They would go on, on a death trip, basically. Very often people would not return. They would disappear quite frequently, even if they were tourists from Yugoslavia or a Czech Republic or Poland or whatever. Their countries, they would send them on excursion to the Russia from where they would not return for maybe 10, 20 years, who knows, sometimes never. So, liquidatia, liquidate, to liquidate, liquideranie. Not exactly chapter 11. This was a broad term that it was encouraged for usage. However, never, if you knew about something publicly, or God forbid you would address one of those politcommissariats about, why somebody, why some daddy or son, is still in, if he's still in, I don't know, in some hospital, or maybe on some fucking island, polishing the stones with a toothbrush or whatever. I don't know, digging the ground with the bare hands, with the nails, whatever. It was disgusting stuff they did. Really sick stuff to the people did. People ended up eating one another in Siberia and so on. The stuff that was done was gruesome. When this side of this, also military hospitals that were testing the subjects for all kinds of military grade poisons and medications and all kinds of stuff. Horrific stuff. Would not even go into asylums that were used to perform on people, all kinds of stuff. Now, however, once your darling was gone of the picture, you were not allowed to ask what's going on, where he is, and this and that. You could ask, and they could tell you, you're asking too much. Even this is the Soviet Union. This is Yugoslavia. You're asking. You're being fucking nasty. You're asking too much about where your son, where your father, or even where your mom or sister is, or whatever, if that's what it was required. No, they didn't give you any prior notice about your disappearing of the picture. It could happen at just about any time. They would just say that you have to stop at the police station, and so it was. Shalala, bye-bye. Now, there was a lot of people deported like that, not out of the country, but to that last journey. Really, they didn't keep people around like this. If you did come back from the journey, they already find you some other assignment to keep you away from home, busy in some psychiatric hospital. Now, the Western system was different. So, if you go to the court and they didn't want you in the picture anymore, they just basically cross your name and accuse you of, that you have done whatever you have done, whatever you are accused of, and that was it. Then it was your word against even the fire squad that waited you outside of this facility, wherever you were trialed. This is the Soviet Union. This is Soviet Eastern European indoctrination. This is the way this Yugoslavia operated. This is what this was. Not so bad in Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia was more in the Balkans and open to other countries. This was a transition. Just enough is to see they used to call this magistrala, autobahns. People were driving, commuting through here from Germany, Greece, Italy. Seldomly even they would come from Eastern Europe. I wish they did. I wish they did, because I liked this, all kinds of people that were coming here. From whatever it was good. We did have here all kinds of people, even Chinese. They came, and all kinds of stuff found its way here. When it comes to the Eastern immigrants, right? Polacks, yeah, all kinds of stuff. They were selling stuff here and so on. But now, what is the Western? How the Western indoctrination? Well, I did signal you here a little bit already, leaving the Druže Stalin. Let's play this one more time. I really like this. Yes, he is a comrade. He is not a Führer. He is not a King Charles. He's not a Queen Elizabeth or anything like. He's not a queen. He's not king. He is not a prime minister, or he is not a president. He is a comrade. Comrade, tavarish, comrade. Yeah, it's just like one of us. He's just like one of us. So throwing your daughter or whatever under the bus, this is just considered as a sacrifice for the sake of broader society, basically for the benefit of the society, because this man worked very hard, and of course giving one something that makes him feel good was just a sign of your kindness, a sign of your naklonjenosti, znak naklonjenosti. I don't even know how I would say that. Yes. So you see, thank you for everything you have done for us, for the nation. I was tutored to say this to President Tito. We were imagining, hallucinating inside of the class at the Osnovna škola Grm in Slovenia. We hallucinated with teacher stepping in front of this board, the class board, and was asking us, how would you say to your leader, your dear leader, Josip Broz Tito, your tovarish, they tutor us, tovarish, comrade, Josip Broz Tito. How would you say to him? So this is very big video. This is a video in a little nutshell. However, in my case, you're talking about many, basically 19 years of life under this shit crazy system like this. Thank you for all you have done for us, for the nation. This is how they tutored us inside of the school also in Yugoslavia. Now, we did not have a Joseph Stalin here, but we did have Comrade Josip Broz Tito.
За все, что вы сделали для нашего народа, для нас.
This here, this was massively fucking encouraged, what you see here. Already as a child, massively, and they orchestrated this stuff that you see right there with, summoning us to a big room where children would be singing the songs, and we would be watching also on TV. We would all have to wear like a blue hats. We have a blue hat like a partisans, and we had a red around the neck. I don't know how you say that stuff. So it would be we had this a red star and Ziegel with a hammer, a communist sign. This was basically attire, the school attire and attitude, and here you can have, they're using adults to demonstrate the children the fucking craziness the way this is supposed to be. Now, it doesn't matter if your wife died yesterday, or if you or if your brother is imprisoned. It doesn't matter if your whatever fuck happened to you. If you step in front of the politcommissar, not even as big as Joseph Stalin or Josip Broz Tito was. You are to fucking express this here. You are to express joy. You are to express happiness. You are to be fucking crazy. Do you understand? The fucking craziness without questioning your dear leaders. This is the Yugoslavia. This is the Soviet Union. I'm giving you ABC from my knowledge, experience that I have gone through in Yugoslavia, so that you can learn. And you can ask your parents if you have them, if they're from Eastern Europe, or people that are in your countries, if they're from Eastern Europe, and they will explain you whether I have right, or they agree with me, or they don't agree with me. So, you know, hysteria, hysteric, fucking crazy. Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Мира и счастья всем вам, друзья мои.
There you go. A man is announcing the peace and love and what else is he saying here? Happiness, peace and happiness, my friends. Yeah, because he's in a good mood. Well, Joseph Stalin had incredible qualities. He liquidated thousands of Polacks, ordered executions, mass killing of people. And, you know, he could kill your husband or father or whoever. And, you know, this is what the people had. He was a Stalin because Stalin means iron. This is a man of iron. Must not allow any kind of weakness. And likewise, the politcommissars also, if you would go to the police station or wherever you would go, you know, they could kill your yesterday, your whatever, and they would look at you like this, with a smile, with a big smile, like this, you know, and, you know, wish you a fucking happiness. This is just the way it was. That's why the Soviet Union, it was very hard, because people got tired of this type of business attire, this type of formality, this type of atmosphere. Did not work for them. It was difficult. Now let's see what the difference is between the Soviet Union and the West. That one shall also be interesting. Now this is where we have democratic leaders. This is where we have dear kings. This is where I have dear presidents. This is where we have European Union commissioners and the prime ministers. We have all kinds of animals that God forbid you criticize, because if you do, you go under the bridge. This is where the mass killing is done, and then there are all kinds of mechanisms that the system is using to defend itself. Probably more brutal than what the Soviet Union, but look at it. It's championing, it's well still alive, is conquering, is triumphing to the new era as a winner, somebody who took down a Soviet Union and is on its way to liberate the entire world, and is already accredited as a global world police officer. Such as a story about United States of America, greater than Great Britain, London, Buckingham Palace, if you like, yeah, and then all other pigeons, such as Germany and France and Italy and Scandinavia and Holland and Spain and Australia and Canada. Pigeons, you know, pigeons, basically pigeon states. What exactly is the difference? Well, in somewhat I describe the difference here under this blog here. I published something about Zelensky here. Right on the bottom, I do this so that you can go over and you can read that news if you like. I mentioned something about a single little park where 1 million corpses are buried. You know, this is about reality, or let's say Broadmoor Hospital in Greater Than Life, Great Britain. This is about a different kind of story. This is about a different kind of liquidation. This is about a different type of psychiatry, I would say. Why this system made it through? Well, the answer is very, very, very simple. All you would do is basically you would go here and you would Google number of gun killed yearly USA, and then you would get a fatality. So number of people killed with a firearms, 49,000 people. That's not bad. That's that's a lot of pock. That's a lot. That's like in the Western, boom, 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 boom. They seems like our, the Western is almost back. What can I say about it? I mean, quite barbaric. But this is not the way it is done in Europe, where fatalities, casualties about 10 times lesser, maybe even more than that. On average, the country, and there you have a list of the countries, and you can see how much is this, boom, 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 bang. You can see the business, the way this stuff is done. The bang. Let me just, rate. Yeah, that's what we want. We wanted the rate, and I don't know what the hell. Okay, 44 in Jamaica. Oh boy, they are quite active. I don't see United States of America, but oh yeah, it is here. Okay, so there is country that like to poke a whole lot. They claim for United States to be at 4, but yeah, if you go to Europe, and this is the most fascinating part about the Western democracy. There you get to the Sweden. Look at that. They also poke themselves a little bit. You also have some shooting in the Sweden, but this one's about 10 times lesser, close to 10 times, about 8 times lesser than the one that you have seen for the U.S. is published. And look in Italy, 20 times lesser, and seriously not a lot of people poked in Italy. In Slovenia, look, it's just 0. They really became good in Slovenia, almost like in Austria. They match Austria. In Austria, they pop more people than in Slovenia. And so in the Germany, my goodness, look at that. In the Germany, look at the Germany, or even look at that in the greater than Great Britain. Holy shit! So look at that. That's a 0.05%. What is it, like 100 times less than the United States? So they poke less people. Shoot, I mean gunfire, boom, boom. But they have something in common, and this is what we are discussing today. We are discussing this here. A list of rampage killers. We are discussing the mass killing, shooting. Wow, this is what we are discussing. This kind of stuff. Bang, bang. Boom, boom. Bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Ping pong. Bing, bang, bong. This is the kind of stuff we are discussing. This kind of stuff. We're discussing the issue of anti-gun, that kind of stuff, and we are discussing we are discussing the happiness. We are discussing the happiness. That's what we are doing in this video. The happiness. Look. We are always in a good humor. We look like a Dobrovolchik, like somebody who is just a giving. That's what we are discussing in this video. This video is not even so short, damn, but it's interesting, isn't it? The difference between the Soviet indoctrination and between the Western indoctrination when it comes to liquidation. Mass liquidations. See, these guys, they always look happy, jolly. You know, you say in British you say jolly, jolly, jolly fella, jolly. We're happy, right? And so what exactly is the difference? Well, it is, nothing goes to waste. Yeah, I'm sure you heard about this saying, don't let the good crisis go to waste. The difference is that these guys here, what they do is they use the righteousness concept. What is the righteousness concept? Well, in the Soviet Union times, in the Eastern Europe times, people just disappeared. Yeah. Now, if you knew somebody that you really knew him, they could come to your assistance and have your brother or your sister disappear to the psychiatric hospital. With judges and police officers and stuff, like it happened to me. And if everything clicks together, you're gone off the picture. Now, in America, or greater than Great Britain, by the Western democracy principles, they use these issues further by empowering in people violence. That's where you have this MK Ultra, playing with the MK Ultra and all that stuff. So what they do is they use an individual to present what's as ultimate evil to society, even as mentally ill and as such dangerous for society. Those that criticize Crown, those that criticize presidents and ministers and Congress are very, very welcome, because they give you plenty of space under the articles where you can go and you can write whatever you want to write. And they have this also instigators that trap your comments in there, that make you write comments based on which they follow up with you at your work, at whatever. And then what they do is they cut your essential economic essentials. They cut you from work. So it's a different type of very, very different type of agenda they ran. They are in constant search of the society approving the acts of violence. They want a public approval for one. And there is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful shootout, bam, 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 or somebody comes with a machete, with a knife, and so on. And it's all these papers they write about the guy mass slaughtered somebody. He chopped that one and he killed I don't know how many, and stuff. What the suspect did, suspect on the run, suspect, whatever the fuck suspect. Suspect is a fucking superstar, not a Jesus anymore. And in all this madness, as you would say, you have a happy people. You have a happiness, you have a jolliness, you have a jolly fella. You have a dear king, or a dear president, a dear prime ministers visiting, and so on. It's really encouraged attitude in people, because it's too many fucking people, man. It's really too many people. So what they do is they always search for the reason to liquidate you. They are in a desperate search to get approval, something they can justify. So they can justify. They're always righteous people. These are righteous people. They're righteous people. They can fucking torture you for 50 years like they did me. But that does not matter, because they always have their last word. They're always with the last word. And what they do is they justify your actions with whatever was done to you by whatever police or whatever. And there's no fucking way. They always have the last word. This is always the people with the last word. So this is a business, the Western world of democracies, that's always in search of the public support, public push, demanding from the people, from the public, to see themselves in a violence against loners, as they say. Antisocial behavior is this is a big one in Britain. In greater than life Great Britain, this is a big deal. It's called antisocial behavior, and it's truly, truly, truly in line with Politburo Commissariat people from what used to be Soviet Union. It's enough you have an apparatchik looking at you in a way that you don't want to be looked at, or just write a lie about you, that you are antisocial, whatever it is, that you're not something, whatever it is. It's enough, you don't smile on their face or whatever, but this is the same fucking shit as it was in the Soviet Union, except one thing. The principles are completely different. This goes into the lynching stuff, it goes into the press, into the free media, the so-called free press, free media, through which these elites look for complete approval and support. And they engage people in crime, conditioning them with careers, jobs, promotions, careers, in all kinds of, it's a private enterprise-based world of freedom, business, real estate deals, all kinds of deals. So yes, it's a big difference. In the West, they learn how to make out of the human tragedies, out of the eliminations, liquidations. Truly, they learn how to make it business. So that the police stations in the West, located in the West, you need to understand they operate like a business, like the store. Like you go to the store and you compare the stores, which is the cheapest one, what is this, and so on. Except that these businesses do work together, and they always have all the roads lead to Rome. They always have their masters appointed at the top of the state, and it always goes through, or let's say, I wouldn't even say follow the trail of the money, because these people here that you see, they're fucking poor. If you read their media, they're gonna tell you that they don't have the money. They're broke, man. They barely own any money. A few $100 million they're worth, Prince Charles and so on. This is the way it operates. Yeah, this is the difference between the dear leader Stalin, Josip Broz Tito, and if you watch my blog, if you read my blog, these motherfuckers, they are totally in line with Prince Charles now, King Charles. So what's going to be a Prince William, and then it's going to be a Prince George, and so on. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, we have kings. That's what they call presidential immunity, and so on. Laws, constitutions that are simply voided by the so-called presidential immunities and presidential orders issued that cover abuse, torture, stuff that is covered in some other caveatums. I mean, this is fucking bizarre, and never was exposed as bizarre as I exposed under my case. This is the difference between the Western world, between the Western democracies. Main difference, the post-war indoctrination. This one, the Stalin, this was all based on what they claim was, what the hell? This was all based on equality. The jobs in a society where jobs must be for everybody, and everybody must get paid equally, with directors getting a little break in between, others not so much break, and all kinds of caveatums and laws that allow you to lower your, but this is identical to the West. Your high school with, actually in the socialism was not allowed to equal somebody a high school with a grammar school. But in a capitalism society, which I encountered in United States of America, and also other countries where I applied for the jobs, it's okay to go and work Same job as somebody completely illiterate, because you need to pay the bills. I think more bloodthirsty than the Soviet Union was United States of America. Is United States of America. I think much more bloodthirsty, murderous, treacherous, and everything else in between, collecting a whole lot of corpses within the society by outlawing, I wouldn't say outlawing, but liquidating people through isolating them and really using the most oppressive, standardized, entered in the computer your social security, blacklisting, forced unemployment system. That is much, you go and see under the bridges, you go see people sleep inside of the forests in the US. They did. In the tents. Pretty fucking disgusting. And then what they do is they disseminate also all kinds of stuff, including drugs, and not marijuana, but that other synthetic, all kinds of garbage that leaves people like zombies wandering around, and so that you see yourself more normal. And I don't even know what the fuck I would say to that. So this is the main difference. This is why the Soviet Union have fallen apart and it did not work, and why United States of America and British, Germans, Western Europe, with Canada, Australia excelled. Yeah, plus that there is some other issues also involving this, but we wouldn't talk about that stuff today. Today we discuss the issue of the rampage shootings, killings, search for the support for the violence within the public. Really barbaric. More barbaric in my opinion than what was in the Soviet Union. In the Soviet Union, if they wanted to sentence you to death, you went and you fucking died. That was it. Here in my case drags on 50 years. Now the world can see what this means to be in a system like this. Beginning 1991 is when I no longer was in 91, no longer was in Yugoslavia. He became Slovenia became a NATO member, a European Union member. I became naturalized American citizen in 2000, and yeah, they wouldn't stop, man. They insisted on my seeing a Soviet Union still alive through the same apparatchiks that were used during the Soviet Union era, during the Soviet Union times, to whom Central Intelligence Agency, FBI, who would ongoingly hijack me to Slovenia. This is beyond fucking horror. This is a real horror. The movie, the type of stuff that if it's going to come out, and I know it will come out because of what people interested in making movie based on my case, is going to fucking flip people over, shut the people's minds, and will make you really think about where the fuck do I subsist? What is the asylum that I call country of the brave and free, the freedom, democracy, and so on, where I actually am? You know, you want to make America great again? The only thing you motherfuckers have to do is dig those holes a little deeper, and America is going to be great again, even greater than what it is. Thanks for watching this video. Well, till next time.